she has with her faith?
A lot of people ask me, they'll approach me and say, did you know that Mother Teresa lost faith in God?
I had plenty of room.
And
nearby, so I can keep an eye.
There's something about the saying, a little bit of knowledge is dangerous. Because Mother Teresa never lost faith in God, ever at any time. The reality is that she did feel at a certain point when she would go out into Motijil, the poorest of the poor slum of Calcutta, and see people dying in the streets, and come back the next day and see those same people dying, and the next day and the next day, and she would probably ask herself, God, where are you? And so after a while she began to experience a feeling of an abandonment by God, and a lot of saints do. It's called the dark night of the soul, as we know. And Mother Teresa, as I learned in reading these letters, was no different from any other saint. She experienced that feeling of an abandonment by God.
Because you just won the lottery.
Gertrude, you really have to stop beating around the bush.
I'm just going to fill you in. You don't need my approval to be happy. So, you have a special date in mind?
We're just kind of sneaking up.
Sounds more like a burglary than a wedding plan.
Well, the gold futures are all headed in the wrong direction. So what I would like to do is I would like to liquidate, and I would like to apply all of the proceeds to the German tech fund that we spoke about. So if you could give me a confirming email that you received this, that'd be great. Thank you.
There you are.
Hey.
Doing deals at this hour?
Leaving a message for my guy in Zurich. Right there.
Wow, she got spit smell
Doing
on.
deals at the...
Which Pitt.
Thank you.
There you are.
Hey.
Uzi spitting with Pitt smell. Hold on. I show you this woman. She's got spit smell arms. She smells like spit. This woman smells like spit. With Pitt. She's a smelly Shelly because she rhymes. And nothing rhymes with her name.
Doing deals at this hour? There you are.
With Pitt smell.
Hey.
Doing deals at this hour?
Spit.
Are.
Hey.
Spit.
Leaving a message for my guy in Zurich. Right there. Half a day ahead.
And how you keep track of all these companies on accounts?
Yeah.
Yeah, one time.
Hey.
Doing deal.
Spit. She smells like spit.
Leaving a message for my guy in Zurich. Right there. Half a day ahead.
And how you keep track of all these companies on accounts?
So much for early retirement. It takes more work to keep the money than it did to earn it.
Mine appears to be shrinking.
I'm going to have a lunch trip work early for LA tomorrow. So, how did we score on the Gertrude scale?
She said she's never seen me so happy.
Tell me this. What is the greenest thing you've ever seen?
Big fat
No.
emerald. A baseball field.
No.
A golf green. Ireland.
This is where I can buy my little extra cheap shirt.
Do you remember my trust fund in Switzerland that I spoke to you about? Well, it's going to mature in 3 months. And I really think that'll be enough to take care of us for the rest of our lives. So I was thinking we'd head to Zurich and stop by Ireland on the way back. Making you happy makes me very happy.
No.
So the football party's Sunday. I can pick you up if you want. And drive all the way back down to San Jose.
You know what? I'm happy to swing by and pick you up on the way back from LA.
You know, you two should spend your time planning a trip somewhere. I hear Ireland is very green this time of year.
Sounds like my car. Sure. Pleasure. Let me know if you change your mind.
I'm walking out.
I had a chance to look at your portfolio this morning.
Anemic, huh?
Not even keeping pace with inflation. But I'm meeting with a couple investor pals in LA, so I will see what we can do.
Okay.
Beat Henry Carmichael's, numbers on the fridge. My return will get me in at 10 a.m. on Sunday.
Want me to pick you up?
No. You have enough to worry about with the football party.
Oh.
Just a sec. Ready to go, sir? You good?
Yeah.
All right, I will call Gertrude when I land just to make sure she didn't change her mind.
Okay. Love you.
That's my line.
Okay.
I love you too.
Any good? Well, about every 10th book, this author recycles their plots. Well, I'm impressed you can find 9 original ones in between. Oh, honey, I am so glad that you're having a happy life. I used to worry so much about you when you were little because you fretted about everything. You worried about the dress you were going to wear and the lunchbox you were going to take. I stopped worrying like that when I married Al. He took care of everything, the money, accounts, a car to drive. I guess I stopped thinking the world would end if I made a mistake. And when he died, it was like the roof fell in on me. How long have you and Tom known each other? Is it like 10 years? More like 20. He always had his accounts with Al, and he used to travel all over the world. He was divorced and come back with these really great stories. Saved me. I always thought I was a one-man for life kind of lady, but one night he was teaching me chess, and I just looked at him. You know, watching most women never find one good man. And you found 2. So come on. Time to take this woman home. And no, I am not selling the house. I see that look. Oh, yes. Love you. I love you. Drive carefully. Okay. Hi, Gertrude. Hi. I have the newspaper for you. Oh, sorry. You're a doll. Thank you. Oh, Virgil. The azaleas.
This is Henry.
Hi, Henry. It's Jane Alexander. Is Tom around?
Sure, sweetie. Hey, baby. Excuse me a second. Okay, baby. Sorry about that. We were just grabbing a bite. How was your day?
It was good. I went grocery shopping. I bought stamps. How was your day?
I drove around all day long. Saw some friends. Got a little bit of business done, though. Speaking of which, I think we found a way to refinance the house. Cut the mortgage payment by about 1/3.
Oh, that's great. And listen, I found tickets to Europe on sale if we fly in September.
I can't wait, baby.
Love you.
Love you too.
That last batch
The
was
spit smell.
like a bunch of stuffed immediately. I'm no good at this. Look at.
Sorry, sweetie.
Hey.
Plane took off late. These are for you.
Thank you.
Get Gertrude a call, no answer.
Oh, well, maybe she's in the garden.
Evelyn, how are you? Thank you very much for taking care of things in my absence.
I'm trying to improve my cooking skills.
Baby, is everybody here watching the game?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Hey, wait. Janie left a big hole in your tray there. Gertrude! Gertrude!
Thank you, baby. Okay. Now we're talking. Here we go.
No!
Yeah, this is
Yes, this is Jane.
Wait, that woman's giving me a little extra treat. Wait, that woman's giving me a little extra treat. Give me a little extra treat. Give me a little extra treat. No. Spit, 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 spit. Let me show this woman give me a little extra. Let me show this woman give me a little extra treat. Spit, 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 spit. Shim a little extra treat. Shim a little extra treat. Spit, 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 spit. With spit. No.
Can I get a comment?
Detective Romer.
This is Jane Alexander, Gertrude McKimson.
What happened? Please.
She was the victim of a homicide.
Sorry. Who would do this? Who would do this? Who would do this to her?
Maybe you better come, sir. We are trying to piece this together. It appears she was sitting on the couch. She stopped. She had a little lunch. There's a half-eaten sandwich on the coffee table, and the book is opened up on the couch. The best we can figure, between 12 and 2 on Saturday, somebody obviously came to the front door. There was no sign of forced entry. One forced trauma to the back of her head, and as you saw, there was stab wounds. It was quite a few. Is it likely that she would have opened the door to a stranger?
No, never. She would have given him anything he wanted. He didn't have to kill her.
Gertrude raised Jane. As a matter of fact, the majority of her life she referred to her as Mom.
Well, does she have any enemies? Does she have any disputes?
No. There was 2 handymen. I don't know. She fired
I'm going to the restroom. It was a long drive.
The detective they just called, I gotta go shoot a car accident blocking the freeway. I'll be back later.
Okay. Ms. Alexander, are you up for a walkthrough? Please. What we're looking for is missing objects. Things the killer might have taken.
Where's her checkbook? There's supposed to be a checkbook. She always paid with checks.
We haven't found a checkbook. Anything missing here you can tell?
I don't know.
Your aunt, was she getting a little forgetful? Confused, maybe?
No, she was forgetting little things.
We found almost $200 in this bag.
Emergency money. This is not right. Somebody stuffed us in here. Gertrude was meticulous about her things.
This looks to me like a robbery gone sour.
Who would do this to a harmless old woman?
I've been asking myself that same question since I was a rookie. Can you tell me where you two both were on Saturday afternoon?
Yeah, Jane was in San Francisco shopping for a party. I was in LA. Business. I'm happy to give you the ticket information, phone number, where I stayed, etc.
Thank you. We need to clear everyone so I can focus on the perpetrator.
Detective, if there's nothing else, I'm gonna get her home.
Good, good. Now, if there is anything at all that you can think of that would help.
Will do. Thank you.
As we have been reporting, San Jose police are continuing their investigation into the murder of Gertrude McCabe, which they are calling one of the most brutal and senseless crimes they have ever witnessed.
Babe, why don't you take a break?
I have to write it all down. All of it.
You need to eat something.
The only thing we need to do is meet this monster for what he did to her.
I know.
Gertrude was my life growing up. She raised me. Mom died. She was the one who raised me. She did my schoolwork with me. She took me to the movies. No child ever had a better mother. I should have made her sell the damn house and live with us.
Girl, there's no way you could have forced her to do that. That wouldn't have made her happy. Eating what you wanted her to, when you wanted her to.
No. I should have taken care of her. I should have looked after her. I'm gonna get this murderer. It's the last thing I do.
Okay, come here.
I want to know why I'm here. Can you tell me why I'm here? I patched a leak in the roof. I cleaned some leaves out of the gutter. She paid me. I left, and that's all.
Sit down. Did you get along with Mrs. McCabe?
Yes, I got along with her.
Listen to me, Mr. Jackman. Virgil, someone killed that old woman. Maybe it was someone who thought they got shortchanged.
Nobody sure changes me.
Yeah, I sense that about you. Sit tight. Mrs. Jackman, your husband is in a holding cell downstairs. It says in this file that you and he ran a retirement home in Florida, and that Virgil was fired for getting funny with the old folks' money.
Virgil can get funny with anything he puts his hands on.
Did Virgil have a beef with Mrs. McCabe? You listen to me. If Virgil is responsible for Mrs. McCabe's death, I don't have any issue with you. But if you cover up for him, you are going down too.
He worked extra for that old lady. And she wouldn't pay him. Said he messed up some of her flowers. He's got a mean streak, Virgil.
Was Virgil responsible for Mrs. McCabe's death? Okay, then let's do it that way, right? Jane,
Please
Tell me you have good news.
Take a look at this. You recognize it?
This was a plate Gertrude's brother gave her when she graduated.
What are the chances that she would have given it to a worker in lieu of payment?
No, not in this lifetime.
Okay, come with me. Can you identify that man?
Yes, he was her handyman, Virgil.
We found this plate in the trunk of his car. His wife said he did it. We haven't found the checkbook yet, but the bank said the last check to clear was to Mr. Jackman, and it was cashed just a few hours after your aunt's death.
Wow.
So that's it. It's over.
That's it. We're going to ask the DA to indict. We cleared the crime scene, so if you want to get your aunt's possessions, you go right ahead.
I can't figure. Why would Virgil take Gertrude's checkbook? It just doesn't make any sense.
Maybe you wanted to paper the town with bad checks and then split. I mean, think about it. It's a lot easier than pawning your jewelry. Come on. Let's change the mood for 15 minutes, all right?
Hello?
Jane, Detective Roma here.
Is there an update? I haven't heard anything.
Well, there's been a development. It seems that Virgil Jackman was in Monterey doing landscaping at the time of the murder. The homeowner alibied him.
Why would his wife say he did it?
She was lying. She's done it before just to get even with him for hitting her. So the only thing we can charge Virgil Jackman with is stealing the silver plate.
Okay, so what's next?
Jane, we've cleared everyone who's ever worked for your aunt. Delivery men, former handymen. We're at a dead end. I'm sorry, Jane.
So they cleared Virgil.
Yeah.
It's a cop's job to find the killer. It's my job to take care of you. Detective Romer. Jack Morris.
My replacement. Welcome to Homicide, Detective Morris. Oh, you got a chance to look at the McCabe files.
Everything in the file.
You read everything in the file. Well, good luck with it. I see some dead ends in my day, but this one takes the cake. You want Jane Alexander's bank statements and phone records. You don't buy the robbery theory? You do know we cleared Jane and her boyfriend months ago. She was in San Francisco. He was in Los Angeles. They talked on the phone that night.
Read that.
They got a theory. Yeah. I heard you don't talk much. Your captain of narcotics said you were the best interrogator he's ever seen. How does that work if you don't talk?
Me talking ain't the point.
Wow, she got some spit arms.
You realize it's July, right? Probably start wrapping these Christmas presents after Labor Day. You can still make it.
I gotta show you her arms.
Because it's July, right?
With spit smell. Look at this fucking shit. Oozy spit with pit smell. With pit smell.
Probably start wrapping these Christmas presents after Labor Day. I can still make it.
There's something missing, Tom, and it's about the checkbook.
She smells guts.
I really think we ought to take that trip to Ireland. Let the police do their job. You're gonna go crazy if you keep this up.
You can't go anywhere right now.
I'm not gonna allow whoever did this to make you a victim as well. I'm not. I get it.
Hi, Detective Morris, San Jose PD. Can I come in, please?
Yeah, of course. This way. Jane Alexander, Detective Morris, San Jose Police Department.
Hi.
Jane, Jack,
Hi. So what happened to Detective Romer?
He took a job in private security. I'm the new guy. I just transferred in from narcotics.
Oh, so it's your first homicide.
They always give the new guy a cold case.
Cold case. Okay. That's encouraging.
Detective, can I offer you a glass of lemonade?
Yes, thank you. Kind of ran into a dead end on the robbery angle.
Well, yeah, of course he did. It's what robber's gonna throw her stuff around and leave behind her cash.
Jane's been reading a lot of Gertrude's old mysteries.
Oh, that's really good. That's tangy.
So do you have any leads, Detective?
I'm gonna look a little closer to home. Friends, acquaintances, family members.
I'm her only family member, and her friends are older than the automobile.
You know of any financial dealings that Mrs. McCabe would have had? Loans, private party purchases?
I borrowed $25,000 from her for house repairs, and when I tried to pay it back, she just tore up the check.
Boy, that is really good. It's a lot better than the stuff in the can. Do you know what Mrs. McCabe's estate was worth? Houses, insurance?
Well, it's all tied up in the homicide, even the insurance.
Oh, right.
I have a feeling you already know this, Detective.
I've been looking at it. I think it's worth about $1 million.
Probably.
Oh, one more thing. We're fingerprinting anybody who was a regular at the McCabe house. Would you two mind coming down tomorrow to be fingerprinted?
Not a problem, of course.
Great. Lemonade was spectacular. Thank you.
I'll see him out. You know the killer wore latex gloves. There are no prints.
Sometimes you have to stir the pot. I want to thank you both for coming down.
Of course.
I just got this file from the FBI Behavioral Science Unit. They profile crimes, difficult ones, without that many clues.
Okay.
I shouldn't be doing this, but I would like to share some of this with you. Mind sitting down?
Sure.
It's probable the killer or killers were known to the victim and acquainted with her normal routines. The lack of a forced entry and trauma to the back of the victim's head indicates she trusted her assailant enough to permit him entry and turn her back.
Or maybe she turned her back to run.
Since investigators have yet to identify missing objects other than the victim's checkbook, the ransacking may be viewed as an attempt to mislead investigators into thinking the crime was a robbery. The repeated attempts at killing the victim, which included multiple stab wounds and bludgeoning, suggest the killer was inexperienced in the commission of a violent crime. The most likely motive for the murder of Gertrude McCabe was to gain the proceeds of her estate. Do not eliminate. The killer was inexperienced in the commission of a violent crime. The most likely motive for the murder of Gertrude McCabe was to gain the proceeds of her estate. Do not eliminate the possibility the killer is a woman.
Are you insinuating I killed my aunt, the woman who raised me?
I'm just reading from the report.
Okay, you know what, Detective? This is ridiculous. First of all, Jane doesn't need anyone's money. I've got a trust that I'm about to cash that will more than take care of us financially, and she's very aware of that. Not to mention the fact that she was in San Francisco at the time of the murder. You know what, Betty? I think the detective here is not interested in solving murder. I think he's interested in clearing a case.
You're wasting your time, detective. And meanwhile, there's a murderer getting away with it.
Honey, it's time we get you an attorney. All right, let's make sure that happens ASAP. Okay, bye-bye.
Tom, they can't really believe I had anything to do with it.
Man, good damn orange.
Quite see it our way.
They can't arrest me for something I didn't do. That's crazy.
I think they're giving a lot of credibility to that FBI report. You know, they said she was killed for the proceeds of her estate. Do not rule out the prospect the perpetrator might be a woman.
Oh,
I'm scared.
Baby,
no.
look, I'm going to go to Switzerland. I'm going to take care of business, and I'm going to come back and figure this out. I just need you to be strong right now. We're going to be together forever. I just need to know that you're okay. Your finances are okay. The house is taken care of.
I love you so much.
I love you too. It's going to be fine.
Damn.
Hello?
Jane, Jack Morris. Not calling too late, am I?
No, it's okay.
I was wondering if you could do me another favor. Could you and Tom come back down to San Jose?
Tom just left for Switzerland. Why? What do you want?
I need you to take a polygraph.
You want me to take a lie detector test?
I just need to clear everyone I can.
Damn.
I'm trying to refocus the case.
This is insane.
Come down tomorrow. Get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, I'm sure I will.
I'm Jim Rode, Jane's attorney. I'd like to see the questions that you're going to ask her. Chris. Is your name Jean Alexander?
Yes.
Do you live in Pacific Heights?
Yes.
Did you enter the home of Gertrude McCabe October 6th of last year?
No.
Did you learn of the death of Gertrude McCabe by phone call? Did you learn of the death of Gertrude McCabe by phone call?
Yes.
Learn of the death of Gertrude McCabe by phone call.
Yes.
Did you plan the murder of Gertrude McCabe with anyone prior to her death?
No.
Did you take the checkbook from Gertrude McCabe's home?
No.
Did you assist anyone in planning the murder of Gertrude McCabe?
No.
Were you present at the home of Gertrude McCabe at the time of her death?
No.
Did you murder Gertrude McCabe?
No.
sure you didn't.
Why did you put me through that?
Had to make sure you had no involvement before or after.
Are we done here?
Sure.
What's your next step?
Same old step. Catch a murderer.
As long as you're dawdling over me, the murderers get escaping scot-free. About 48 hours.
Hello?
Hi, Joel. It's Jane Alexander up in San Francisco.
Yeah. What can I do for you?
I'm just wondering if maybe you heard from Tom lately. He's in Switzerland, but has he called you at all?
No, not in a while. Not since he left.
If he calls you, can you just ask him to get in touch with me?
Sure, no problem.
No.
Take care.
With the crew. Well, what the fuck? We got these two motherfuckers in here.
Jack.
You got some coffee? I got something you need to see. Look at that.
It's a car rental receipt with your name on it.
Yesterday, I flew to Los Angeles. I rented that car, and I drove from the airport to San Jose. I marked the mileage at the bottom.
672 miles.
Look at this fucking shit. Look at this fucking shit. Look at this fucking shit.
It's the same car, same license plate. Rented the day that your aunt was murdered. Look at the mileage.
You're telling me Henry Carmichael killed my aunt?
Oh, fuck.
Henry Carmichael.
Rented
the car.
Fucking
But he never left Los Angeles. I checked.
I don't understand.
Henry Carmichael gave the car that he rented to someone who didn't want his name on the rental car receipt. Tom O'Donnell drove to San Jose. Tom O'Donnell murdered Gertrude McCabe.
Have you gone completely mad? I've known this man for 20 years. I've never even heard him raise his voice.
The mileage points to Tom.
What possible motive could he have?
The oldest motive in the world. Money.
I will.
Your aunt's estate was worth almost $1 million.
No, Tom is not
I'll plead the
get to
fifth.
Gertrude.
No,
He doesn't get a penny.
I'll plead the fifth.
I knew this was going to be difficult for you.
No, I'll tell you what's difficult. My aunt is dead. And since you can't nail it on me, you're going to nail it on someone else who had nothing to do with it.
I took a little 15-minute stroll. Across the border down into Mexico.
This is a
I took
picture
a
of a
little
tissue that was
15-minute
found in
stroll
your aunt's
across
house.
the border
Didn't match
down
anything
south
she
into
had.
Mexico.
It's also
I
a
took a little
lipstick smudge,
15-minute stroll across the
And we
border
checked
down
around.
south into Mexico.
and it didn't match anything that she owned. And you just think about this. Check it out.
Where did they find it?
They found it
It
stuffed
wasn't
down
long.
her
No,
throat in
no,
a crude
it wasn't
attempt
long.
to
It
keep her
wasn't long.
silent.
I had hip.
Good night, Detective.
I found the Ben. I found the Ben wrench. No. I found an abandoned wrench. I found an abandoned. No.
This detective said you rented a car and gave it to
abandoned
Tom.
wrench. I found an abandoned wrench.
I put the rental card on my credit card because I owe Tom money. You know, he
I
spent all
found the
day going to
abandoned
banks trying to
wrench.
refinance
I
your
found-
house.
I found the
For
bend
you?
wrench.
I can't believe this, Jane.
It wasn't very long.
Sorry, Jane, you don't have enough to cover it.
It wasn't long. I had
How
plans.
can my balance be
I had
this
fully
low?
grown
I'm never
marijuana
overdrawn. I've been in
plants.
this bank forever.
It wasn't very
You
long.
weren't
I
aware
had
that
fully
Tom
grown
transferred a large
marijuana
sum
plants.
before you left?
It wasn't
Just
very
managing
long.
some
I had
stocks.
fully grown marijuana
Well, you
plants
transferred the money
everywhere.
somewhere.
What about the line of credit on my home?
Looks like you're maxed out, plus you have a balloon payment due. Sorry.
Funny what the heck. Funny what the heck. I felt it like a hand. I felt it like I had a gang. I was getting this shit from. I felt it like I had a gang. I felt it like I had a gang. I was getting this from. I felt it like I had a gang. I was getting this from. She smells like spit. I felt it like I had a gang. I was getting this shit from.
My dearest Jane, I asked a friend to forward this letter to you. When I returned to Switzerland, the authorities were investigating my former business partners for some of our transactions. It's a mess. My partners tried to blame me. There have been threats, and I fear it could be dangerous for anyone I'm close to. It pains me more than you will ever know. But you must not try to contact me until this mess is cleared up. I only want what's best for you, and I miss you more than you can imagine. I will never forget our magnificent years together. All my love, Tom.
This is a picture of a tissue that was found in your aunt's house. It's also a lipstick smudge. And we checked around, and it didn't match anything that she owned. They found it stuffed down her throat in a crude attempt to keep her silent.
This is an antique. It belonged to my aunt, so 200 is the best I'm going to do on that. Okay. Thank you very much.
You got a message you wanted to see? Something important?
Yep.
You moving?
No, the bank foreclosed on my house. I owe more than it's worth, so they're just going to take it off my hands. But for a time. Abby, you can keep an eye on this, right? This is lipstick. I kissed him when he was going to LA, and he wiped it off and put the tissue in his pocket. This is the exact tube. He's very clever, giving me the photo.
Some people you push, some people come by their own design.
I got this from Tom on Christmas Eve. He says he's in Europe. He's still in the country, isn't he?
I checked every airline and cruise ship from Canada to Mexico.
No.
And unless he swam, he's in the U.S. somewhere.
I feel like the world's biggest idiot.
You said it yourself, Jane. He never gave you any reason to mistrust him.
And that trust has taken everything from me.
No.
Even with this, I have no evidence. There is one thing that I can do. You fill out a complaint for him taking your money, and I will put it out on the wire. And when we find him, I will interrogate this guy for murder. This guy's dangerous, Jane. There's no telling what he's going to do when he finds out we're on his trail.
Okay, you arrest Tom O'Donnell. I can take care of myself.
Wait, you have
You arrest Tom O'Donnell. I can take care of myself.
was Pitt. Was Pitt.
It's kind of
I
small.
was finally face to face.
Kind of small. You know, maybe you should come with a shoehorn or something.
It's those that I hope.
It's cozy. Wait a minute. Come on, you're not seriously thinking of living here.
It's very cheap by San Francisco standards.
Well, how about free? Come live with me and Bob. I can't let you stay here.
Ev, you're a great friend, but I dug myself into this hole and I'm digging myself out of it.
Honestly, when I spoke to the agency, I was a little concerned.
Why?
Well, the job recruiter said you hadn't worked in, what is it?
It's a little while.
Oh,
I worked on Wall Street.
makes me wonder why they sent you here.
Something about nobody else wanting this job.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask
If
you
you
why
see-
you requested the night shift?
When you see
During the day, I'm tracking a killer.
these Mexican police,
Theodore Hill Rest Home, how may I direct your call?
This guy's dangerous, Jane. There's no telling what he's gonna do when he finds out we're on his trail.